I've been obsessed with oil paintings recently, especially the ones that came from the great painters of the late 19th century. They're very different from the art that copies reality exactly like a photo. And that's not an accident. This is the exact moment the camera was invented. Suddenly, a machine could capture a face, a river, or a landscape more accurately than any human hand. So, the painters of the time had to ask themselves a question: what is a painting even supposed to reveal now? What would be its purpose? Just look at some of these paintings. There is this painting by Sargent, this painting by Monet. I mean, there's something that makes you want to keep looking at how light and color interact in these paintings. And I tried to analyze what it was that I found so compelling about their work, why these 19th century painters like Monet and Sorolla and many others created masterpieces that resonated so much despite not producing the most realistic pieces. That's when I realized my understanding of Eastern non dual philosophy was influencing the way I was perceiving it. Just look at this painting by Sorolla. It's immediately understood that it requires your participation. You can see the Tao, the primal energy that moves through everything, animates everything. Look at how the beautiful Mediterranean sunlight strikes the woman's white dress. The transitions are so soft, they're the color of the foam at the top of the waves. There's no separation. All the people, the objects in the painting don't exist independently of the light. The light is what illuminates this moment in time. It's almost as if your consciousness, or the light as they call it in Hinduism's Advaita, has illuminated this painting. So this made me think, how did they achieve this quality? When you keep studying it, you'll see that they're actually blurring the separation between objects. When you paint or draw something, there are edges everywhere. An edge is simply a transition between features or objects. This is a sharp edge, like a border between countries, a faster transition between A and B. And this is a soft edge, where the transition between two features is more gradual and softer. And you can see how the greatest, most accomplished painters use this in creative ways to show an underlying truth about the world. Look at Olga Boznańska, this Polish painter I found recently, again 19th century. She made mostly domestic scenes, but look how she's portraying the scene. All these paintings have this faint but potent sense of memory while also containing this reminder that it was a presently occurring moment. It's almost as if the painters knew that the moment would pass and that they would be failing to do their job properly if they didn't include the quality of memory. And that's so true of the human experience. I mean, we don't actually just encounter the present. The past and the future are both playing out right now. We're thinking of them, and they occupy a place in the present. And all these aspects of the present moment have a certain energy to them. So let's take a hypothetical present moment, and the phenomenon is that there's this really tall man who's walking towards you at night. Now, depending on what you like as a person, your gender, where you're from, what sort of beliefs you have about yourself, your own strength maybe, and a million other factors playing out in the present moment where he's walking towards you, there's a certain kind of reaction to him that is specific to you. There is an interplay between your energy and what you're supposed to be his energy, and that's how this moment of consciousness unfolds. The truth to this man is that he is what he is perceived as. And if there was anybody who painted consciousness as energy, it was Monet. He took something as boring as a haystack and made a series of paintings about them. He wanted to capture how light and time affected a scene. The object itself, the haystack in this case, matters less than the light revealing it. He didn't use hard outlines, so he made it look like the objects were blending into the air or the background. He proved that the color of the haystack changes based on the time of day and weather. Now, our brains know that hay is a shade of yellow. It's fixed in our minds. But on a bright frosty morning, the haystack appears pink and a type of icy blue. If you take a summer sunset, the same exact stack looks bright orange, deep red, and gold. And if you take this light as a metaphor for consciousness, you come to pretty much the same conclusion. There's nothing fixed. Things exist, but they lack permanence. They lack independent and fixed labels. You can see that Monet painted what he saw directly and dropped preconceived notions. And to me, that's a great metaphor for reality. As the famous Zen maxim states, if you wish to see the truth, then hold no opinions. This means dropping your conceptual filters to experience reality as it is. I don't know if Monet or any of these brilliant painters knew how fully they abided in the truth. I don't know if they saw it purely in terms of technical ability, but I'm glad their exceptional work lives on. I'm sure the millions of people who've stared long enough at their paintings saw reality differently, a little less rigidly and maybe even spiritually, without knowing why.